Okay, now we're sketching the graph of a cube root function. Remember, a cubic, x cubed, looks like this. Well, cube root looks like this. And if you graph those two functions, the parent functions over this, you'll see graphically that they are inverses of each other, but I'm getting a little ahead of myself. So if you know that the basic parent graph, the cube root of 1 is 1, the cube root of 8 is 2, cube root of 0 is 0, negative 1, negative 1, negative 8, negative 2, and if that graph you could sketch that parent graph just like this, and I'm going to group those things. And then you could use this information and just kind of move it around. You would have to do some erasing. But again, whatever's inside the radicand with the x, you're going to want to do the opposite to zero it out. So when x is equal to positive 3, I'm going to put positive 3 right there. So the cube root of 0 is 0. 0 subtract 5 is negative 5. So when x is 3, so normally this point right here is at 0, 0. Well, now we would shift that point to 3, and then we would shift it down 5. Now it's easy for me to do that. I'm going to make this a little bit smaller. Just to get it out of the way of the graph there. Not sure that's a good idea, but anyway, at least we know this point right here. Maybe we don't know the rest of that graph, so let me do this. So we know that this point right here, we shifted to the right 3 and down 5. So I need to move that over 1, right there. All right, well, we can go, well, the cube root of 1, so 4 subtract 3 is 1, so I'm going to say this, and the cube root of negative 1, so 2 subtract 3 is negative 1, so I'm going to do that. And the next cube root, wow, the next cube root is 8, so 11 subtract 3, so I'm going to have to do 11, and negative 5 subtract 3 is negative 8. So I'm going to put those values in. I'm going to erase that. So now we're going to put in 4. 4 subtract 3 is 1. The cube root of 1 is 1. 1 subtract 5 is negative 4. So at 4, we're up there at negative 4. And my guess is when I put 2 in there, well, it won't be the same. When I put 2 into here, 2 subtract 3 is 3. 2 subtract 3 is negative 1. The cube root of negative 1 is negative 1. Negative 1 subtract 5 is negative 6. So I'm going to take that dot and move it, not reshape it. And at 2, we go down to negative 6. Now we're going to see our general shape. And then I'm going to plug in 11. 11 subtract 3 is 8. The cube root of 8 is 2. 2 subtract 5 is negative 3. So way over here at 11 someplace, wherever 11 is, we're going to be down here at negative 3. So we might be right about there. And then at negative 5, I'm going to plug negative 5 in. Negative 5 subtract 3 is negative 8. The cube root of negative 8 is negative 2. Negative 2 subtract 5 is negative 7. So at negative 5, I'm going to be down there at negative 7. Well, look, we now have, we can start sketching, and it still won't be perfect. So we're going to do something like this. I need to do this a little bit better. Sorry about this, people. So it's going to go down, down, something like that. And we mostly did this understanding what the cube roots are, but just use transforming it. We shifted right 3, because the inverse of -3 is +3, and we shifted down 5. So this initial point right there, right 3, down 5. Boom. All right, that's it for this one.